Hey, welcome to Frontside Press.
Welcome.
There we go. There we go. Right on time. Welcome to Frontside Press. Thursday, 8-ish. We're a little late-ish, even for the 8-ish, but we're having some technical difficulties. For example, the camera's not working because Mike doesn't look like Mike. He looks like the other Mike. So something must be wrong with the visuals there. So yes, welcome to Frontside Press with Mike and Jeff. I am host number 2, Jeff. First host number Mike is not feeling well today, so he is not joining us tonight. Julie couldn't get her computer to work, so she is not joining us tonight. But we were able to pull in our last minute savior, our standard last minute guest host, the other Mike. From way up in Tennessee yonder. So welcome in Mike Skinny, Forever Ranch, Young, whatever the hell he goes by these days.
Off the bench. Here we go, buddy.
Woo! Right, coming to us from the great state of Tennessee.
Yes, buddy. The free state of Tennessee.
Right. Yep. Well, you're now one of like 45 red states. So just join the club, man. There's a bunch of us now.
Yes.
We'll get to all that. So yes, like and share. We are still doing the drawings tonight, even though we don't have Julie or Mike here. Carrie, our wonderful producer, knows how to spin a wheel, and I know how to read Sean Hilton's name, so we'll be able to get through this real simple and easy like. I don't know if there's anybody. I'm going to see if I can pull up the feed so I can read comments maybe while we're going, just in case anybody has any questions. But we're gonna roll with it tonight as we always do. We're gonna talk a little bit about get Skinny's thoughts on the election. He wasn't here last week, so we're gonna get a little bit of update on him. I got some thoughts on the election as it relates to gun topics. Everybody's been asking me what this means for Second Amendment and guns. Is it gonna change anything? Is it not gonna change everything? So I'm gonna get into that a little bit tonight. There we go. All right. So I'm gonna get into that a little bit tonight. And we'll give it a little bit of time to get some more people in here. So we're going to do a toast, and we're just going to talk. We're just going to chit-chat, BS a little bit about the state of the country, the state of Tennessee, catch up on Skinny, how he's doing with his business, and what's going on up in the, I would say the South, but we're souther than you, but I guess it depends on where you're at in Tennessee. You could be souther than us. So we're gonna go through all that. So first, as always, we're going to go through our sponsors. We're going to spank our sponsors, as original Mike would usually say. We're going to spank our sponsors. First, we want to thank our king sponsor. Look, see, I can play and talk at the same time. Johnny Custom Glocks, because your short is too light to have a sucky trigger on a SIG. So make sure you go to Johnny Custom Glocks and get your custom trigger. He's doing all kinds of new triggers these days. He's got a bunch of stuff going on. Go out there and see him on his ranch. Go online, pick him up, follow him on YouTube. He goes by, I think, Johnny the Persona or something like that, so he doesn't get sued or copyrighted. But get yourself a Johnny Custom Glock trigger, because life is too short to have a Glock trigger that sucks. You want to protect yourself and your family. Make sure you have the right type of trigger in your gun. Thanks as always for being our main sponsor, Johnny G. And our, what do we call him? The Jester sponsor, the Joker sponsor, the Queen sponsor, Sean Hilton over at Smoke Show 3D.
Woo-hoo! Yeah, baby.
He can get you one of these awesome little Glock blocks. You can get stands. He's got all kinds of 3D printed stuff over there. So make sure you go to smokeshow3d.com. Use your code FSP10 to get 10% off and get you good stuff. He can custom engrave things for you, make them look the way you want to look. Put your nice little IDs on there. Anything you need, go see Sean over there at smokeshow3d.com. And let's see. So we got some people in here now. We're up to like 5 or 6 people watching. That's all right. We're just going to plow through and have some fun. So let's see. Is that everything? Let me go through the list. We did the sponsors. Follow me on Instagram. Not Instagram. Fuck Instagram. Follow me on YouTube. Musings with MGL. You can follow me on Facebook at Frontside Press. Go over to Rumble. We're trying to build the Rumble stream because it's way freer than YouTube is. So kind of mosey your way on over there to the Rumble at musingswithmgl.com. All the links and stuff are right there on the page. So I'm up to like 6,500 subscribers. So I'm still climbing. I might actually do some new videos tomorrow, although I don't want to spook it because again, I keep adding subscribers even though I haven't made a video in like a month. So I'm afraid if I make a video, they're going to be like, oh, maybe this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, and then all of a sudden I'm going to lose a bunch of subscribers again. But I got some topics in the fire. I think I'll do some videos tomorrow. So please go over there, like, share, comment on my videos, tell all your friends to follow them over there, and follow us here. All right, so that's all the boring executive stuff out of the way. So next, we're going to do our toast. I think that's next on our traditional list. Mike's got a toast for us tonight. So we're going to turn this over to Skinny. Get your beverage of choice. I still have my Liberal Tears cup because, yes, even though it's now been over a week, I'm still celebrating. I'm not tired of the winning. That is Trump's first promise that he broke. He promised that we'd be doing so much winning that I would get tired of it. Well, I'm not tired of it yet. So he broke his first promise to me already by continuing to win and not making me tired of it. So I still got my Fsp Tears cup. So get your beverage of choice and let's hear it.
All right, here's the good friends, the joy they bring to our lives, your laughter, your support, and your unwavering loyalty are gifts we cherish more than words can say. As we welcome the new year, let's raise a glass to the memories we've made and the ones that are yet to come. May the year ahead be filled with continued success, growth, and happiness we deserve. Here's to the friendship, the triumphs, and to the adventures that await us in the year ahead. Cheers, man.
Nice. Cheers. I think that goes down in history as the longest toast ever on Frontside Press. Usually McGowan just Googles it and then pulls like the top thing up and then says his two lines and calls it a day. So that's good.
Keeps it short and sweet. You know, them short guys like to keep it short and sweet.
Yeah. Well, that's true. He doesn't. Plus, he can't read more than about half the words in the English language, so he likes to keep it basic. And he's left-handed, so you left-handers have trouble. Hey now. You're reading the wrong direction anyway.
Us lefties are in our right mind, brother.
Yeah, that's what they say.
People ask me, "Are you left-handed?" I said, "I'm a lefty. Everything but my politics, baby."
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I know, right? Well, I have that weird thing because I don't know if you remember or if you ever paid attention, but I'm left-handed for small detailed things. So I write left-handed. If I eat left-handed with my left-handed on the fork, I always have to sit at the end of the table. If I play an instrument like a guitar or whatever, I have to use my left hand. But all the big stuff is right-handed. So I throw right-handed, I'll bat right-handed, I shoot right-handed. So I'm not even ambidextrous. I'm like, depending on what task I'm doing, I'm left-handed or right-handed. So when people see me write or sign things in court, they always assume I'm left-handed. So I have like the left-handed shirts, like I may be left, but I'm always right and whatever. But then if I do anything, athletic wise or whatever, I always use my right hand. So it's just kind of weird. I don't know how I ended up that way, but so be it.
I play golf right-handed, which is really weird.
Yeah, it's just kind of one of those weird things. Well, when I was a kid, when we used to play baseball, I would always have to decide over the summer or before the season started, did I want to be right-handed or left-handed that year? My mom would buy me each glove, and literally I had to decide whether I was left-handed or right-handed. And I think you also used to play first base, but I used to play first base all the time. They want you to be left-handed when you play first base because you can reach out further with the glove and throw it the other opposite direction or whatever. So depending on what position I would play, I would either be left-handed or right-handed. Now over the years, I've lost that ability because if I try and throw left-handed now, it looks retarded and I can't. Like it's going to go 3 feet and flop on the ground because I've lost that skill over the years. But yeah, when I was younger, I would go both ways back before that became a
bad
different
thing.
meaning.
Yeah.
When we were younger, we would go both ways. But yeah, it had a completely different context back in the day. So Anyway, not to get off topic, but yeah, Mike can't read the English language because he's left-handed and he's short. So there you go. That picks on him enough for the day.
I got a real easy
Actually,
way
go ahead.
to find out if you're left or right-handed. One question is all you have to answer, and you'll be able to know what handed you are. You want to know it?
Yeah.
What hand do you wipe your bottom with?
I don't wipe my bottom. I just roll with it.
No way, dude. No way. Whatever hand you wipe your bottom with is the hand you are. Because that is
Well, that's
the
your
most
dominant
dexterous thing you can do.
Right? Yeah.
You know? I mean,
Well,
I'm
I
not
guess it
trying that
depends.
with my right hand, man. I ain't even going to try it.
You don't want to have that issue. You don't have that issue. Well, and for me, so I do the small things with my left hand and the big things with my right hand. So I guess it just depends on how big of a movement I had as to whether I'd use my left hand or my right hand. I guess it all depends on the size. All right, that's disgusting. We're way off topic. I do know why Mike is not here tonight. I do know he was doing some training with one of his new trainees that he's trying to teach and get them certified and everything. And so he was having some training with them. And I think he got a little tired or he got hurt or had some issues or something like that. So I think we actually have, Carrie, I think you actually have exclusive video of Mike doing his recent training with his new trainee that resulted in him not being here tonight. There you go. Gotta teach that guy. Follow right on. Call the turkey cover. There you go.
I can't believe that turkey didn't fly off, man. That's crazy.
He didn't give a shit. I know. Didn't care about the sound, the gunshot, nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well,
What's
he's
up,
that close
Kelvin?
to me. He doesn't care about the sounds. Weird. It's weird.
Yeah,
it's weird, man.
Wild.
Well, you can't even get hunting dog. Half the hunting dogs run away when they hear shoots in there, and now they got the actual thing they're hunting just standing there chasing after the guy. That's kind of weird. So yeah,
that's pretty awesome.
I'm a little worried about tripping over the thing and shooting myself in the face or something.
Yeah, or they're attacking you. Turkeys can attack you, man.
Oh yeah, turkeys, they're fucking creatures. That's why Ben Franklin wanted the turkey to be the national bird of America and not the bald eagle, because he considered eagles to be like scavengers and like lowly animals. He actually wanted the turkey to be our national bird because he thought they were like majestic and regal animals or whatever. So we were this close to having the turkey be our national bird.
I'm glad we went with the eagle. But yeah, they are.
Yeah,
I mean, breaks my heart to go to the dump when I live down there with y'all. You go to the dump there in Venice, and it's full of eagles, dude, going through the garbage. It's like, man, they're beautiful, but it sucks watching them go through your garbage.
Well, and they are generally, people don't realize it, but they can be scavengers, obviously. But yeah, Ben was obviously a brilliant man in many respects, but I got to disagree with him on the turkey as our national bird. So does that mean on Thanksgiving we all would have eaten eagles and not turkey?
Oh, it's delicious. I mean, not that I would know.
Certainly not bald eagles, although they wouldn't be endangered, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. Nobody would care. Right.
True.
So, all right. So let's get into this, man. So you weren't here last week. We talked a lot about, obviously it was a couple days after the election, kind of talked about how things happened. Mike and I talked about our thoughts about what it might mean, and was there going to be any sort of riots or backlash or whatever. So why don't you, not to do a rehash of last week, but let's see what the thoughts are from somebody in Tennessee. What's your take on all this?
Well, dude, the take is pretty much the same as what y'all said last week, but I got some other insights now that we've had, 10 days, seeing all the appointments
Sure.
that he's doing,
Right.
and all the suggestions he's having, and even with you going over how it's hard to be on YouTube or be on Facebook and this and that. Did you see his talk about freedom of speech, about a digital bill of rights, if you will? And I think what
No,
that's
I
going to do is it's going to punch Facebook and YouTube in the mouth, because you're going to be able to do whatever you want, barring illegal activity. But they're not going to be able to throttle you down anymore. They're not going to be able to shadow ban you. They're not going to be able to do any of that, because the Department of Justice plans on keeping tabs on all that stuff. And if they do it and you find out that they're doing it, which it's not hard to figure out that they're doing it, you can actually take them to court for violation of your constitutional rights. And I don't even think you're going to have to take them to court. I think the government will take them to court for you, because you can't have your rights violated. So I think all these gun YouTube channels and Facebook pages and all that kind of stuff, not being able to show loading a magazine, not being able to show loading a firearm and charging the firearm before you shoot it, and you're trying to show people how to do things safely and securely, but YouTube won't let you do it because they don't like guns. Guns bad, mwah. And I think that's going to be one of the huge things that came out of this election that I'm going to enjoy, is being able to see content again on the internet, on Facebook and YouTube and Rumble. You could do it on Rumble, but the problem with Rumble is there aren't enough people on there yet. It's coming,
right.
but one of the things Rumble did the last couple of weeks is now they're adding ads. And everybody. I went to Rumble because I hated the ads from YouTube, and now I can't watch one thing at Bongino. I watch him every day. I can't even watch him without watching ads and their ads are a little different than YouTube's. Their ads go until you hit, so if you go to, fill up your glass or something like that and an ad comes on, it's cool. The ad will run until it's over. But these ads go for like 20 minutes on Rumble. If you don't push skip, it's just going to keep going. And I'm like, this is crazy. And now the night of the election, Crowder comes out with Mug Club. Mug Club is Rumble. Rumble is Love, whatever it is, Mug Club. And you pay $97 a year or something like that. And then you can watch it ad free. And it's just like another bill that I'm going to have to pay to not watch ads. I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and all them are going to have to come around or be more. That's what Trump said. I mean, and he doesn't pull no punches. And he says people are going to be held accountable for throttling down pages and free speech. And kind of like what Elon did with Twitter or X,
Right.
And it's I think it's going to be cool. It's going to go back to the way it used to be. And I think that's one of the cool things that happened with this election, that we're going to be able to have freedom again on the internet, which is, neat for us to do stuff, So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the appointees he put in. I didn't see Pete Hegseth coming in anywhere, man. That was pretty wild, getting him as second.
Nobody did. That's why they're all freaking out.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of crazy. And, what is it? Who's doing Attorney General?
Matt Gaetz.
Oh, Matt Gaetz. I'm not super keen on that, but I get it. But I would have liked to seen Ted Cruz there. I mean, that dude's a litigator.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, I think it's interesting that Trump is stealing all our Florida people. I mean, he's taken one of our senators and 3 of our representatives already for his appointment. So I guess he figures, obviously, either the senators, I believe, DeSantis can just appoint somebody until the next election, and the representatives, they'll just have to have an election within 8 weeks. But they're all coming from deep red districts, so it's not like they're going to flip to a Democrat. But he is stealing a lot of our people. The thing with Getz is, this is the one thing I'll probably do on one of my videos tomorrow. So subscribe to Musings with MGL. I don't think he's going to get through a Senate confirmation, but that's a whole separate issue. The one thing that that I think is going to change. So everybody's asking, how's this going to affect the Second Amendment? How's it going to affect the Second Amendment? Well, truthfully, I don't think it's going to affect it at all, because Trump's not a big Second Amendment guy. Like, it's not a priority for him. He doesn't hate it. So it's obviously better than what we would have got with, a Harris Walsh situation, because they hate them and have already said they want to take guns and enact stuff. So just the fact that he's going to leave it status quo is obviously better than what it would have been. But he's not pro Second Amendment. He has no desire to pass any positive gun laws. A lot of people are talking about like the Hearing Protection Act, where they would take silencers off of the NFA registry. Yeah, that's not going to happen. They're talking about national reciprocity for concealed carry weapons license. That's not going to happen either, because it's just not on his agenda. It's way down at the bottom. So I don't think you're going to see any positive legislation come out of it. What I do think it would be a big thing to come out of it is, depending on who he puts as AG, because of course the Attorney General's office runs Department of Justice, which runs the ATF. And so the ATF is doing all the bullshit they've been doing over the last 4 years under Biden, like changing the definition of a brace so you can't have it on your firearm, on your rifle, all this other nonsense they passed with their administrative rules. And they did the zero tolerance policy for FFL. So, you being a former FFL, it used to be back in the day, if you made some small screw ups, left a date off some paper or whatever, just technical things, they wouldn't do anything to you. They'd just be like, hey, don't do it again. We'll be back next year for an audit. And nobody cared. Well, Biden put in a zero tolerance policy. So all these FFLs all of a sudden would make one mistake. They would screw up like 14473 on a technicality, and all of a sudden they'd go to take their FFL license completely and revoke it and suspend it for one issue. So that was an edict that he put out in an executive order, that they were to have a zero tolerance policy. So all of a sudden the ATF went from telling you, hey, just don't do it again, to, hey, we're taking your license away. And so I think if an AG gets in there, you're going to see all that nonsense go away. They're going to put a rein on the ATF and tell them, hey, quit harassing all these stores, quit changing definitions of things. And so that, I think, would be the best thing that you could hope for out of a Trump administration when it comes to the Second Amendment, because, again, you're not going to get any legislation, but you'll get a leash on the ATF for all the draconian nonsense they've been doing over the last 4 years, which would be a big win compared to what we've been going through.
Yeah, I think, and of course, Dellenbach's gone. They're going to get rid of him.
Right.
I mean, he's
they're all
appointed,
gone.
so they can fire him. He'll probably leave by himself, but
I would imagine
himself.
a lot of people might resign before that.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just crazy. Yeah, people are like, yeah, he's a gun guy. Well, he's the one that started the bump stock ban, so he's not. That was a knee jerk reaction to that what was it, the Las Vegas thing, allegedly.
Well, the Las Vegas shooting, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, and then, they were talking about Rick Scott being the head guy in the Senate. And I'm like, well, he's not a gun guy either, because he did the knee jerk reaction in Florida. He signed all the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas Green, whatever school that was, stuff in, and he signed all that stuff off. So it's like, man, I don't know if I want Rick Scott in there, but I think he would have been better than Thune. Yeah, but Thune's kind of Thune's kind of on the outside too, looking in. He's part of the swamp too. So hopefully, I mean, he has a good judge of character of the people he picks, and he doesn't make these decisions on his own. He asks people their opinion. And I think that's one of the things I respect about him. Everybody says he's going to be like a king and a tyrant. Kings don't ask people their opinion on vice presidents and cabinet members and this, that, and other thing. They don't ask opinions publicly out front. When you hear them on the podcast, like Sean Ryan show and show and a couple of the other ones, hey, who do you think? Who do you should pick? I think he was on Sean Ryan. I think he was on Sean Ryan's show before he picked a VP, I think. But I heard him on a couple of shows before he picked the VP. He's like, what do you think? And he really genuinely wanted to know. He wasn't just grandstanding asking him that,
Right.
The people that worked around him and stuff said he takes people's opinions to account. He listens to what people say. And I think that's one of the things that made him a good businessman and a good leader, So it is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm glad he won, and I'm glad we're hopefully getting back on the right track. That's for sure.
I mean, he's
I don't.
definitely picking less swampy people than he did the first time for sure. Because I don't think he knew what he was doing really. So he's just trying to he deferred to a lot of people that have been there a while, thinking that they'd be on his side, and then of course they turned on him because they're deep state. So he's definitely picking everybody outside the box. That's where you get the Hegstegs, the Kennedys, the Ramaswamis, or whatever. He's picking people outside the box. The Rick Scott thing, it did really annoy me because he was getting a lot of momentum because like a lot of people on the far right were like, oh, let's pick Rick Scott. Yeah, because he's more Trumpian and he's not a inside the beltway guy or whatever. Well, that's number one. I don't believe that because if you followed his career, us in Florida, obviously we've known him forever. He ran a pretty shady company when he was in private business and probably took advantage of a bunch of old people. He did a pretty good job as governor, except for, of course, he lost his balls towards the end there and caved in and gave us the worst piece of anti-Second Amendment legislation we've ever had in the history of the state of Florida, pretty close to the history of the country. And so he's a wishy-washy guy as well. I mean, maybe he'll be pro-Trump on Israel or whatever. But yeah, when it comes to guns, if you have Trump in the White House and Scott running the Senate, and God forbid another shooting happens, I'm not 100% confident we won't get some bullshit national red flag law or something to come out of that just because everybody's going to be whining about it and complaining about it, and they're going to jump on something along those lines. So I'm glad Rick Scott didn't get that. I don't trust that guy. I'll be honest. I haven't voted for that guy ever since the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas Act. Both times he ran for Senate, I didn't vote for him. I left it blank. I didn't vote for the Democrat. I mean, it was easy for me to do that because I knew he was going to win anyway because we're a deep red state. I'm not saying if somebody came to me and said, you're the deciding vote, that I would probably vote for him just because of the other 99 things we agree on. But after that, I've never voted for the guy. I'm not a big fan of Rubio when it comes to that either. Rubio's in favor of national red flag law. He said that numerous times.
Right.
And he's even talked about legislation for a national red flag law. So neither one of our Florida senators were super pro Second Amendment. So anyway, that being said, I don't think we're going to get any anti-gun legislation, and I don't think we're going to get any pro-gun legislation. I think we're going to hopefully get a reined-in ATF and no rhetoric on guns, like no whining and crying every time there's a shooting or whatever, which is always what you see. So if those are the two good things we get out of it as far as the Second Amendment goes, and that's better than the alternative.
Yeah. I just think there's just so many
knows how to load a fucking shotgun.
What's that?
I said at least JD Vance knows how to load a fucking shotgun.
Yeah, and an AR-15. Man was in the military.
Yeah.
Not like that. You have to be in the military to know how to do that.
Waltz was in the military. He was in a war zone. He carried weapons of war. He was on the tarmac at Bagrad.
Yeah, he was
fighting off Saddam
Hussein
personally. Come on now. Yeah, come on now. That guy knows how to fire an AR-15. He's held weapons of war. That's why he knows they shouldn't be on the streets.
Yeah.
God, could you imagine if those two fucking knuckleheads were running the country? Jesus Christ.
No, man, I couldn't. My wife got me a cool T-shirt to wear for Christmas, and I wanted to wear it the other night, but I didn't. And it'll be coming out soon though. It's a play on from Family Vacation, Christmas Vacation, with Cousin Eddie out front, and the shitter was full. It's an RV with a Harris flag on it. He says shitter was full. Merry Christmas. And he's emptying out the Harris RV. I was like, dude, I love my wife. We're on such a same page on things. It's so awesome. It is awesome.
She would love that though. Remember, she likes to come out. Oh, what a beautiful bus. Oh, look at my RV. It's so beautiful. It's got my face on the side of it. What a beautiful RV.
I saw one the other day that said, look at my bus. It's a beautiful bus. And it pans over and it's the U-Haul truck.
It's the U-Haul truck. Oh, that's hilarious. I've seen the one where it's the short. I've seen the one where it's the short bus, but I haven't seen the U-Haul one. It's funny.
Yeah, yeah. I think I saw it this week. It was one of those funny things you see on Facebook or whatever, you
Sure,
know.
yeah. No, the
But
memes have
yeah,
been
I mean,
insane.
they really have. They really have. And I was going to shave my head, but I'm already, I already
Oh,
did
that's
it,
the
so I
thing.
can't
Yeah,
now.
I already had
In,
solidarity
in
about 10
solidarity for
years
the
ago. I
4B
got
movement.
solidarity with the 4B women. Yeah, yeah. I was
Mm-hmm.
way ahead of the game on
Yeah,
that one. They're far behind.
yeah, me too.
I started doing that 10 years ago. So where they been at?
I haven't paid
I
for
was
a
fighting
hair
for
30, man.
the
That's
democracy
so
and
funny.
abortion all the way back 10 years ago.
Rob Thompson, my fellow Tennessean via
Yeah, fellow
Sarasota. What's up,
Tennessean.
dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool
So
deal,
what's the
man.
mood like in
Uh,
Tennessee? That's a big red state, so everybody up there is happy, I assume, right?
the mood is pretty much the same, dude. I mean, we're as red, if not more red than y'all.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I
So I
agree.
mean, especially where I'm at, in East Tennessee,
Oh yeah,
I mean, we've been anti-government since I've been up here, and they just want to be left alone. They just want to live their lives and have an earnest living for an honest day's pay. If you could find somebody that wants to work, you know, that's one of the weird thing that's weird up here, at least in my area. It's hard to find somebody that wants to do it. There's like we had to hire 3 plumbing companies to come out and put in a new kitchen sink. You
yeah.
know, and one of them I paid
It's the
50
same down
bucks.
here.
Is it really? I mean, I don't remember
Yes.
it being like that though, man. It's like, hey,
Well, I mean,
I
it is
have
now.
money. I will pay you to do a job.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll come do it?
No.
Okay, cool. Here it's I
Yeah.
have money, I'll
Yeah.
come pay you. Oh, you want to do it? Okay. you know.
No, it's
So
been
we
that
ended
way
up
down
finding
here
some
probably
dude on
since you left.
Facebook. Yeah. That's crazy, man. Trying to find
Yeah,
somebody
you call
to
people up and you can't get them to come out. They come out and do a job. They bid your job. They change their bid. They just have, and I don't know if it's that we have a shortage of people. Or there's just so much. There's so much work, so like they don't want to come do your tiny little job because they have, they're putting in a million houses, and so they have so many other big jobs, so they just blow you off. But it's tough down here, and of course after the hurricanes, it gets even harder because so many people are busy or scam artists come in or whatever. But yeah, it's tough to find. It's tough to find people around here who want to come work for you either. They don't show up
right.
half the time. It's crazy.
It's frustrating. It really is
Oh yeah.
frustrating, I mean, I got this month. I'm like the next 6 weeks. I'm like super busy with. I got craft shows and barbecuing, catering for Thanksgiving parties, and I got a Christmas party to do. Like the second week of December, I got a Christmas party to do. They're going filet mignons. I got to make them filet mignons and baked potatoes and stuff. It's like feast or famine, though, man. I'll come around here, sitting here doing nothing, wondering, hey, man, I wonder when I'm going to get busy, and then boom, it's all at one time, and it's like, holy cow, you know. But it's fun. I wouldn't change any of it. I mean, it's the leather stuff's going good. I've been doing shows just about every weekend, and getting the name out there, and getting some orders that are like people saw me at a farmer's market in Gatlinburg, and they were from South Carolina, and they took my information. Yeah, I'll hear from you. And no, man, she got a hold of me, and I made her husband he's a diabetic, so I made him a holster for his insulin pump, and
Oh,
that was
cool.
fun. Yeah, I mean, I didn't have the insulin pump, and I'm like, what am I going to do? How am I gonna figure this out? Well, I went to I got the manufacturer number of it and everything, and I went there and got the measurements, and I got this Glowforge here, so I cut pieces of wood to the dimensions of it and just glued them together until it was as thick as it was, and made the leather fit that. And they said when they got it, it slid right in perfectly. I was like, man, that's pretty awesome. I'm pretty happy about that, because I would have hated to have to make it again,
Yeah.
But that's kind of like how I did your
cool.
prototype. That's how I did your
Right.
prototype of the iPad case.
Right.
Yeah, I made it cardboard, but I think I'm going to redo it with wood, But yeah, it's cool because I made a prototype of stuff like that.
Yeah. So tell us what's going on up there, man. What are you working on? You got a website? Can people start placing orders? What's going on?
You can always place. I got all my information down on my Facebook page, Forever Young Ranch, here on Facebook. and you can order through that. I do have a website. I'm waiting on. I turned that down. I don't know why it's still doing that, but let's get that here. Here we go.
Droid.
Okay. Yeah, droid. I turned everything down now. So
It's got that max headroom thing going on. Skinny, can you hear us?
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, there you go. All right, you just went out for a little bit. Start over.
Yeah, well, I like I said, I got the website, but my IT guy is MIA right now. He's been real busy with helping with hurricane stuff. He's down there with y'all. You know him, Chris Stape. And yeah, he's been helping out with his church with hurricane relief and cooking for people that didn't have electricity and stuff like that. So I'm a patient man, you know, and plus I don't want to do it because it's hard.
Right, I was just saying, what else are you gonna do?
But,
right?
Yeah, I bought the URL and I have that ready to go. But right now, I've just been taking orders via Facebook, and then I have a program that I can issue an invoice to them, and they can pay with PayPal or Venmo, or I think there's a bunch of different ways to pay on it when I send the bill to them.
Sure.
So it's worked out that way, you know, and that's just how I've been doing it now, other than in person up here. And it seems like there's a festival every freaking weekend up here.
Especially now.
That's
in the fall.
one good thing about being in a touristy area, you know.
Yeah.
This Harvest Festival. I did a beer festival a couple weeks ago, and it was the best I ever did. And I got free beer, which was really, and they didn't charge me for the table. It was even cooler.
Damn.
So, yeah, I did my best show there that I've ever done, and some orders off of that piggyback time because they wanted some custom stuff done. So it works out good. My newest thing that I made is I made a new long wallet design, and I really like it, but I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah,
I did that in the middle with
Stay Hard.
Till Death, Stay Hard. And I got another one that says clean, dirty hands, clean money with a money sign in the middle of it. And I can put pretty much whatever they want inside there. And then, of course, it's got the zipper on the outside, which is different. But I had to do it that way because there's so many pockets on the inside. It would have been just too tight. So I put the zipper on the outside for your change and stuff. And then you open it up. And, of course, it's got your ID pocket and then a bunch of other little pockets on the inside of it. You know, so it's pretty cool, and it has the hole in it for the biker chain if they want to do it. It's already ready already. So these things are pretty nice. And then I made some keychains and stuff like that for the beer festival. I did a funny thing on there. It was the breweries are calling, so I must go. And those did pretty well at the beer festival and stuff. But they had 70 different breweries there. At the end, and
wow.
When she sent me the information, she said they're in the top 10 USA Today, which grain of salt, whatever, the publication, the people that own it. But they're ranked in the top 10 of USA Today beer festivals. They ranked them. And there was over 1,000 people there that day. So, and for free advertising and free setup and all that kind of stuff, I can't take that down, man. That was good time. That was a real good time. So I got one this weekend at a big food hall thing, and that'll be fun. Mom and I are going to that one. So she does crochet and stuff. She's working on a nativity scene where she crochets nativity stuff, and this is one of the wise men. That'll be fun. Mom and I are going to that one. So she does crochet and stuff. She's working on
Yeah, you heard that.
But she does the crochet, and then I made a nativity barn for her to put everything under, and I just got to glue it together. It just fell apart when I went to grab it. But Forge, it's easy to just cut it out and glue it together, and it's a dollhouse or whatever you want to do with it. It's kind of neat. Using it for other things besides cutting it.
Cool.
So,
yeah, you're in the touristy area up there, so In the fall, obviously, you guys will be busy. Everything will shut down in January, February. So get all your sales in now, because then it'll be closed down. Then it'll open back in March. We're going up there for the week, for Thanksgiving week. So me and the kids and my mom are going up to our cabin in Georgia, and we're gonna go spend 2 days in Pigeon Forge and go to Dollywood. So I'm gonna get with you.
Oh, give me a call, man.
You're gonna be around that week, and
yeah, I'll be here.
You can meet the kids and see my mom. You haven't seen her in a few years, and we'll come over and.
I know that would be great. That would be great.
Yeah, we're gonna be up there.
That would be awesome.
I'll be in touch.
Definitely get a hold of me.
Know.
So I guess it's time to do the wheel now.
Yep, let's do the wheel. It's 8:55. Yep. Let's do the wheel.
Like and share, like and share.
Yeah, like and share, subscribe, comment. She's adding a couple more names. The first spin is going to be for a block. One of the badass. We're only going to do a block and a stand tonight. We're not going to do a hour on the simulator or draw for the simulator or anything. We do that when Mike's here, because that's his deal. So we're just going to do the block and the stand tonight, and then next week, assuming everybody's here, we'll do some more drawings for the simulator, maybe some coasters or a mug or something. We'll see what we got. John Hilton can't win. John Hilton can't win anything tonight.
Those blocks are really cool, man. If you need to strip down a block or you're building one, those things are your best bet. All the pins go in the right spot, and it's easy to take them apart. And blocks aren't that hard, but they can get fussy at times. But having that Glock block really helps out. He makes a good tool there.
All right, let's roll it.
There we go.
Deal, spin the wheel. This one's for the block. Sean Hilton.
Go figure.
Yep. I think Julie's on there. She should be writing these names down. So Lana Goskowski. I'm not sure she's run anything before. I haven't seen it. Yeah. Yep. We're going to do one more spin for the stand. Glock stand. I think he can. Don't ask for it for SIG. No, I think he can make it for other stuff. Sean Hilton. Maria. Yeah. I think she's won some stands before, though, so I should just have more than one. If they ever bring them. All right, so that's it for the spins tonight. So before we get out of here, thanks for tuning in on this kind of a hodgepodge last-minute show. We all appreciate all the watchers, commenters, sharers, et cetera, et cetera. We got to thank our King sponsor, Johnny Custom Glocks. Got it. Johnny Custom Glocks. Life is too short to have a Glock trigger that sucks. So as always, get yourself a Glock trigger for your Glock. And then you can break it down on a block from our Jester sponsor, Smoke Show 3D.
Woohoo! Yeah, baby.
There you go. Roping and rolling. Go there, Frontside Press 10. Get your 10% off. Get a badass block. Get your name on there. Everything else you need. Get your stands. Get all your stuff over there at the Smoke Show 3D. Follow us on Frontside Press on Facebook. Please go subscribe to me on Musings with MGL. Talking about back to our original thing. That's why I didn't call my channel Minnesota Gun Lawyer, because I knew if I did that, YouTube would not probably like that. I wouldn't get any subscribers. I'd get blackballed, shadow banned, et cetera, et cetera. So much like Johnny, I kind of had to disguise it as Musings with MGL. It makes it harder for people to find me because they just assume they can type in Minnesota Gun Lawyer, and it makes it harder to find me. But it's better than having your channel shut down completely because you have Gun Lawyer in the title. So go to Musings with MGL. Follow me on YouTube. Follow me on Rumble. Follow us on Facebook. I don't know. That's all I got. What do you want to say on your way out, Mike?
God bless. Long live the Republic, and keep your powder dry, baby.
The old standby exit. So yeah, thanks to Mike Skinny for filling in at the last minute from the great state of Tennessee. Tune in next Thursday. I don't know who the hell's going to be here. Maybe nobody, maybe everybody. Who the fuck knows? We'll put it together. But come in next week, 8-ish. Wrap it up. Keep your turkeys dry.
Cue music.
Yeah, get us the hell out of here.